So to start off with, I'm starting off with my contact lenses, and I'll leave a link down below to where I got them exactly. And then in order to pale out my skin, I'm gonna take the Cinema Secrets cream stack, and I'm taking the palest color and spraying it with a little bit of alcohol so that I can dilute it a little bit and it's not so opaque. And with the C sponge, which has a little bit of texture, I'm using it to apply the cream makeup to my face. Now the reason why I'm using a C sponge is because, as you can tell, it has texture to it. So once I apply the makeup, it actually leaves kind of like a little bit of a patchy effect, which is perfect if you're trying to go for more of a dead flesh kind of effect, because skin is not perfect. Skin is actually made up from different colors, so having that patchiness actually makes it look more realistic. Also, don't forget to pale out your lips by scrunching them together and just applying the makeup over them, and also don't forget to cover up the ears and the neck as well. Then I'm taking the Mayron bruise wheel, and I'm going to take the dark red color from that bruise wheel and a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna accentuate the hollows of my eyes to make them look more dead and sunken in. Now, as you can tell, I'm pretty much concentrating that color right in the inner corner of the eye to accentuate the bags underneath my eyes, and also I'm putting it very close to the brow bone, like under the brow bone, just to make me look a little bit more angry. And I'm going along the crease as well, pretty much on a circular motion, just to make my eyes look a little bit more dead and sunken in. Also, don't forget to repeat the same steps on the other eye. So I'm gonna take the exact same brush and the red cream makeup, and I'm gonna go ahead and just make my cheekbones and my temples look like they're a little bit more sunken in. I'm also taking my fingers and using them to blend out the cream makeup a little bit better, just because the heat from the fingers really presses everything down into the skin a little bit more realistically. And again, just swirling my brush along the perimeter of my face. This really does make your features look a little bit more sunken in, and plus, because we're using like a bruise red color, it really does add more to that effect of the skin is actually dead and it's been decaying for a long time. Now I'm taking that really dark blue from the palette, and I'm just gonna use that to further accentuate certain features. For example, the inner corner of my eye, I felt like it wasn't dark enough, so I'm just gonna use that to really intensify it a little bit more. Again, using my fingers to blend out, and also make sure to focus this color right in the inner corner close to the brow. This really does make the effect of like you're angry, you're frowning, more like it just gives off more of a creepier vibe. Also, don't forget to take whatever's left on the brush and place it right in the inner corner of the lips, right in the center, and then scrunch up your lips and apply a little bit more of that cream makeup so that your lips look cracked and dry. Now, I took a sponge and I cut a few holes in them to create some texture, and I'm gonna take my Skin Illustrator FX palette, and you guys have seen me use this palette quite a lot. As you can see, is very well used and very well loved. I'm gonna take the colors Bruised Tone and Aged Blood, kind of mix them together, and then pick them up on the textured sponge, and I'm gonna go ahead and place these in the contour areas of my face and kind of slowly start fading it in towards the center of the face. Now, what we are doing is we are creating very patchy, broken capillary texture. Now, if you are looking at a dead body, or with, like, let's say that if you were examining corpses, you will notice that blood pools at the top of the body, so it looks very patchy, it looks textured, it kind of like broken capillaries. That's what we're trying to go for. And if you are trying to create the illusion of dead skin, this is the best way that you can do it, by using a lot of textured tools, like for example using the C sponge that with the leftover cream product from earlier. I'm pretty much applying it on top so that everything blends in a little bit better. And also, it looks like the bruising is underneath the skin. Don't forget to take it all the way down the ears and all the way down the neck. Now, I felt like my eyes weren't really sick or sunken in enough, so I'm taking a little bit of that bright red color and applying it right underneath my eyelids and a little bit on top. Now, this is really gonna sell off the illusion that you're tired, your eyes are very sick looking, and also because we're using a cream, it's gonna give off a little bit of a shine, which is perfect for this look. Now I'm taking the aged blood color on a small, fine little detail brush. I literally just got this at the craft store. I'm gonna start drawing the scratches. Now, what you wanna do is, in order to draw realistic looking scratches, you just wanna wiggle your brush and kind of create a very uneven stripe or an uneven texture with it. That's why you kind of see me wiggling my arm around. I don't want this to be a straight up cut. I still want it to be kind of like a very scabby looking scratch, which is why I also went with the bruised like aged blood color, because it has that very yellow undertone that a lot of scabby blood tends to have. Now I'm taking a little bit of 99% isopropyl alcohol on a stippling brush, and I'm fading those lines out just so that I can get some of the color spread out and it looks more irritated rather than just a stark opaque color. And then I'm taking a little bit more of that bruised color, actually that aged color, I'm sorry, on that fine detailed brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of redraw some of those little lines and make it seem as if they're still kind of scabbing or bleeding through a little bit more. Now again, try to take everything that you did on the face down the neck as well so that everything looks even. However, do not overwhelm the face or the neck with scratches. That's why you see me going around kind of like with 99% alcohol again and just diluting some of these lines, because you want to have an even balance within everything. You don't want the makeup to be overpowered by the scratches. Now, this part you do not necessarily have to do, however, it does make the look very effective. I'm taking two different kinds of paints, specifically meant for teeth. They are by Mayron. I'm taking this brownie color and applying it first. Now, make sure to dry your teeth before you do this so that the product sits properly in. And then I'm taking this kind of blood red color and applying it on top. Now, what I'm doing is I'm pretty much applying the paint, and then I'm taking my fingers to dilute some of it and make it look kind of like it's stuck in between the teeth rather than just covering my teeth. And then I'm taking a little bit more of that blood color and just putting it on the bottom and the top, and voila, there you look creepy. For the very last step, you can actually go ahead and take some water or anything that's oily or greasy and just pretty much run it through your hair. You just want to make your hair look nasty and greasy, like you can't be bothered to look pretty, you can't be bothered to look nice, like you just could care less of how you look, and there you go. And that's it for this makeup tutorial. Now, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it seemed or heard a little bit rushed. This is actually my first video in a long time, as you guys have noticed. But I hope that you guys have liked this. Now, if you guys want to follow me on any other social media, the links will be down below, as well as the list of products I used in this video. So I really hope to see you next time, and bye.